Greetings, next year's juniors. The purpose of this presentation is to prepare you for registration and also to walk you through the registration process so you know what you need to know in order to make your junior year look the way you want it to look. You'll need some things. You should have a course request package. This should have like a course catalog, your transcripts, course request worksheet, and various department flyers. Know that the online course request process is open now. I'm going to show you exactly how to do that later, but that is open. You need to get on there as soon as possible. Make sure that your course requests are submitted by the deadline, which is in a few weeks. Just as a kind of overall look at where you should be right now, there are 240 credits required to graduate from Granada. So minimally, you should have 120 credits by the end of your sophomore year. Most of you will have more than that, but you should have at least 120 in order to be on pace. Trimester 2 just ended, so you should have 100 credits at this point minimally. Again, many of you have more than that. Some of you have a little bit less. If you do have a little bit less, then you need to make up some credits for required courses. So you have some options. For example, you could pay for online independent study through something like BYU Online or National University. You could do summer school. You could do it after your sophomore year. Not sure why it says junior year there. Or you could take the academic prep class, sort of like summer school during the year. I'll say a bit more about that later. 240 credits isn't kind of the only thing. There are credits required within different areas. So, for example, you need, the social science there and English. I'm not going to go through this. If you want to look at it in more detail, it's in your course catalog. At the end, when you have credits in all these places and you have 240, then that's graduation, and that's a happy day. Something you want to think about as you head into your junior year is the availability of the International Baccalaureate program. That you're eligible to participate in that program. There's a couple different options for you. If you want to be a full IB diploma student, then you'll need to take 6 subject courses, plus the Theory of Knowledge course, the extended essay your senior year, and then the CAS project, Creativity, Activity, and Service. To do the full IB diploma, it's recognized worldwide as a very high-level university preparation program. We are an IB school at Granada, not just within our IB classes, but everywhere. And this is our IB learner profile. These are the qualities that we strive for in all of our classes. And if you're interested in the full diploma, then this is a kind of roadmap to get to where you need to get to. You'll look at this in more detail in meeting with like our IB coordinator and looking through the course catalog. But basically, this is a map to how to earn the diploma. You have some options in terms of the IB program. You could do the full diploma, looking through the map on and the catalog and planning to go through and fulfill all those requirements. You could just take several classes and maybe a few tests and receive certificates for those. Or you could just take one class. Now, IB courses are taken during your junior and senior years. They're sort of akin to AP classes a little bit. And so consider what you want to do in terms of the range of options available to you with the IB program. Within registration, you're going to want to choose IB diploma program if you're planning to take the IB courses that earn you the International Baccalaureate diploma. And if you are planning on doing the full diploma program, then you're going to want to make sure to meet with Mr. Caravu, our IB coordinator, and he can sort of help you plan for registration as well. So within specific areas, let's take a look at what we're going to need your junior year. In social science, for example, the vast majority of students are going to take U.S. history, a 2-trimester course. However, there are the advanced courses that would take the place of U.S. history. So, for example, IB History of the Americas or AP U.S. history. There's a seminar for AP U.S. history intended to help prepare you for the exam during T3. That's not necessary, but is definitely recommended to help prepare you for the challenge of the AP test. If you want to know more about these, check out the catalog for course descriptions, which is true of all the courses we'll talk about in this presentation. For English, Most students are going to take English 11 AB. However, you do have some other options. There's, again, another IB class, IB English Lang Lit, A, B, and C. It's 3 classes. Or you could take AP English Language and Composition, or AP English Literature and Composition. In addition to your standard English class, we do need to decide whether or not you'll be an English workshop. If you earned a C- or better in your most recent English course, choose Proficient when you're doing your course registration. If you got a D or an F, then you need to enroll in English workshop. Now, be aware that's not going to be really the thing that finally puts you in there. The English department uses a thing called the Literacy Proficiency Index that will determine your final placement in English workshop. But we can kind of plan ahead a little bit by just making sure that you select this during registration. For math, things slightly, maybe for many of you, get slightly different in your junior year. The GHS grad requirement is 20 credits, and you need to get through at least Algebra 1. It's very conceivable that you could do that by the end of your sophomore year. However, college requirement is 3 years, and 4 is recommended. Certainly, we recommend that students take math every single year. So then which math class should you take? I would talk to your current math teacher for a recommendation and review the math courses in the catalog to decide what you want to do next year. For science, there are 2 areas of requirements for graduation. You need 1 year of life science. Most students clear that through biology. And there are other life science courses available to you as well. They're all listed there. And you can, many students do take more than 1 life science. There's also a physical science required. So again, many students, I'd say most students probably clear that through chemistry, although many now are also taking it through conceptual physics. Physics is a physical science, so you need to make sure to get at least 1 year of physical science in. And there is also interdisciplinary science, which is down at the bottom there. AP Environmental Science would be that. The stuff in parentheses indicate prerequisites that would be necessary for your success in that course. For example, in chemistry, it's definitely necessary that you complete Algebra 1 before attempting to go on and do the material in chemistry. For world language, the GHS requirement here is that you need at least 30 credits in at least 2 of the following categories: world language and or career and technical education, CTE classes, and or visual and performing arts, VPA classes. So you need to hit at least 2 of those categories, and you need to combine for at least 30 credits. For college, the college requirement is that you take at least 2 years of the same language. So the GHS world languages that we offer are Spanish, Spanish for native speakers, American Sign Language, and French. If you're taking ASL or French and the AP classes for those, then again, please make sure to consider Seminar to prepare you for the AP test. For VPA, again, there's the graduation requirement, which is 30 credits in at least 2 of those categories. For college, you need at least 1 year of visual performing art. Visual performing arts classes are classes like art, drama, ceramics. There's others. Check your catalog for all the choices. For CTE, the requirement is 30 credits in at least 2, college requirement 1 year. These are courses like robotics, machine tool, auto, much more. Check your catalog. For PE, students who have not passed the FitnessGram will be enrolled in PE for 2 trimesters. Course options, there, all students will be enrolled in PE2 conditioning plus 1 of the following: aerobics, advanced sports activity, human performance. These classes are also available to you even if you did pass the FitnessGram, and if you've cleared all of your PE requirements, certainly those classes are available to you. And if you have worked in athletics here at Granada, then you know that GHS coaches strongly recommend students playing a sport enroll in human performance at least the trimester before the sport that they want to take. One more thing I want to cover in terms of graduation requirements is that you do need 70 elective credits. This is any class over and above the graduation requirements. So for example, if you cleared out math your sophomore year and you're continuing on, and let's say you did Algebra 1 and Geometry, and now you're doing Algebra 2, those Algebra 2, they count for as college, but in terms of Granada, they count as elective credits because they're above and beyond the math credit. Use your junior and senior years as you start, kind of being done with all of the graduation requirements. some things open up for you, and use that open area to explore new electives, things you weren't able to fit in your freshman and sophomore year, really start becoming available your junior year. And there's all kinds of areas of electives. There are English electives beyond the core English classes, industrial technology programs, social science electives. All these areas have things that really start to open up for you in your schedule starting, for many of you junior year. We also at Granada are part of an ROP program. ROP courses are occupational. They're career focused rather than an academic focus. They give you kind of real world hands-on experience in an area that you might be sort of interested in moving into. And there are a bunch listed here, and those are not all of them. Check our catalog for a complete list of all the ROP programs that we allow students to be a part of. These are things like video game art and design, internet engineering, auto body repair. Again, check the catalog and note that if there's transportation required to offsite, because not all the ROP programs are here, then you would be responsible for that transportation. We do also allow students to to help out. As an elective, you could sign up to be an office IWE, which is sort of helping out around the office, or a library IWE. Special ed aid students do really great work. High school tutors sort of help students with tutor positions. There is also kind of the standard teacher TA. You'll not be able to select that as an elective, only as an alternate, but that is a possibility for you. For credit recovery, if you do have some classes in these areas that didn't go well and you need to make up, you can talk to your counselor about a class we have called Academic Prep. It's sort of like summer school during the year. It allows you to redo courses online. It's a class that you are enrolled in, but the curriculum is online, and that allows you to recover credits for any classes that you may have failed. You can't sign up for that. You need to have your counselor sign you up. Many of you have already been thinking about this, but really junior year is a good time to really start focusing in and considering what it's going to take to get to the college that you want after high school. So junior year is a year to really maintain and enroll a rigorous class load. Make sure that you have your A through G requirements. If you have questions about that, see your counselor. Make sure that your grade point average is high and getting higher. Do community service, volunteer for things. That's to sort of increase what you can say on your application. Get involved in extracurriculars. Even it's a good time to start visiting college campuses and get a better idea of what you really want to kind of focus on. And it's a year for tests. Taking the SAT reasoning test. You took the PSAT this year and got scores for that for our sophomores. And the real SAT, junior year is a good time to take that so that you can retake it your senior year if need be. The ACT, the SAT subject tests. Again, talk to the counseling center if you have questions about this, but definitely junior year is a time to really start working through those. All right, so we're now to the meat of this, right? We're going to go in and take a look at what it takes to do course registration. You'll need some things. You'll need a course catalog. You'll need your 4-year plan, a course request worksheet. You need your student ID number. You're going to need online access, and you need roughly 20 minutes. We're going to take a few minutes to switch over and review that process. So here I am on the Granada High website, and here at the menu there's it says resources, and then there's online course registration. Here's our online course registration page. Lots of stuff on here that could be helpful for you. Course request selection, Granada course catalog, 4-year plan worksheets, all that. If you want to hear this presentation again, or if you need information, or if you're having trouble sleeping and need my voice to kind of soothe you to sleep, then you could click on that. But the one that we need to do for registration is this one right here, PowerSchool student login. And so here is the student login screen. The username is going to be your ID number. For my test student here, it's going to be 94550, but for you, it's your ID number. And your password is your birth date with zeros in front of any single-digit numbers. So for example, if your birth date is March 21st, 2001, then your password would be 032323. 2001. All of these will be all your passwords will be 8-digit numbers. Now this screen comes up. I'm going to click on class registration here on the left. And this is our course registration screen. So the goal here, if you remember, is to take these red exclamation marks on the right and turn them into nice green check marks all the way down the page. I think that the sort of most efficient way to do it is to start at the top and work your way down. So I'm going to start with social science. And for social science, I am going to go with US History A and B. And I may select between 2 and 3 courses. I have selected 2 courses. Okay. So now my red exclamation mark is a little green check mark. For English, I'll tell you up here at the top, right? English is required. Choose 11A and 11B or the other classes that you have available to you. I'm going to select 11A and 11B. Okay. English language proficiency. This is the screen I was telling you about. If you earned a D or an F, then you need to select English Workshop. But if not, select Proficient Advanced. I did okay in English last trimester, so I'm going to go ahead and select that. For math, all right, what am I working on? Let's see. Let's say that last year I was able to make it through Algebra 1. So this year I want to take geometry. I'm going to go ahead and take 3 trimester geometry because the pace is better for me. So that one's 2 try. There we go. And it'll tell you on the side the other ones that you need to choose as well. So I'm going to choose Geometry A, Geometry B, and because it's 3 trimester, I need to make sure to go find Intro to Geometry to complete the 3 trimesters. And now I choose OK. There's my 3 classes and my green check mark. For science, last year I was able to get through biology. And so now I'm going to move on to chemistry. And here's chemistry. Okay. Worth seeing at this point kind of where you are in terms of your classes. I would count them up. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't count that because that's not a class. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have 9 classes. As you know, you need somewhere between 12 and 15. So I have at least 6 more classes to play with. For electives, I've been doing great at my ASL class, so I finished 2 last year, so I'm gonna go ahead and continue on to ASL 3 and hit OK. And I would like to fit in a couple of visual performing arts classes this year, so I'm going to go ahead and try and do my 10 credits for UC eligibility. I'm going to get through Art 1 and Art 2. Hit OK. Now I was at 9, so then 10, 11, 12, 13. CTE, tons of great CTE courses available, but I'm probably going to have to do some of them during senior year. So I don't think I'm going to be able to fit any in this year for my planned student. So I'm going to go and I'm going to find no choices, right? If I'm not selecting anything, I still need to clear and make it a check mark, so that's how I do that. ROP program, again, really great classes available in the ROP program, but not working for my plan this year, so I'm going to go ahead and select no choices. PE, I'm going to go ahead and run track during the spring, so that means that in the winter, I need to do human performance. I'll select OK. Electives for the departments, again, lots of great stuff here. American history through media and history of Korea and Vietnam, among others. Doesn't quite work for me, maybe senior year, so I'm going to click no choices. English electives, kind of the same thing. Great stuff here like journalism, exploring poetry, but doesn't work for me this year. So I'm going to select no choices. Do you have other electives for things like, I don't know, leadership, for example? So there for you if you need that. Otherwise, here's the IB diploma program. If you are interested in going through and doing the IB diploma, then you're going to want to click here. Obviously, that's not something that I have planned for myself for next year, so I'm going to select no choices. And now you count your classes, right? So back up here to the top, 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't count that one, it's not a class. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. no others besides that. I have 14 classes planned for junior year. So I'm going to click OK. Now, planning my schedule. If I have less than 15 classes, that means I have to have an open period somewhere. So I'm going to select where I want that. And I'm running track in the spring. I'm going to go ahead and select no period 5 for the spring. Be aware this does not guarantee me no period 5 in the spring. This is indicating my preference. But for example, if I'm asking for, I don't know, art or something, and it's only available there, then that's the only place that I can have it. So this may need to be moved around, but it at least indicates my preference for the purposes of scheduling. And here's alternates. This is an important one. This is one that a lot of people kind of blow past, but please don't do that. Alternates, the chances, honestly, schedules are a complicated thing, and maybe it's not possible to fit ASL 3 in, or maybe Art 1 or Art 2 or human performance or something isn't possible just given my schedule. And so I need to select 5 classes. So please take your time to really consider the 5 classes that you are going to take for alternates. Think about what you want, what you're aiming for. Don't just select 5 random things, because to be honest, odds are that really you're going to end up getting at least one of your alternates. That usually ends up happening. One more. Computer graphics 1. Let's do a CTE class. Okay, there are my alternates. Make sure your parents know what you're planning to do. Once they do, go ahead and request the verified. And now it requires between 60 and 75 credit hours. I have requested 70 credit hours, so I am in between. And I have green check marks running all the way from the top to the bottom. So I am all done. I'm going to go to the bottom here and I'm going to hit submit. Let the little bar do its thing. Don't turn off your computer yet. You want to wait until you see this screen. This screen is a list of all of the things that I've requested. And then once you see this screen, then you know that you are done with the course registration screen and it's safe to log out. All right, so again, visit that resources page on the GHS website to watch the tutorial again or to get any of the other resources that you may need. If you need help choosing classes, the course catalog is there, everything. Counselors meeting with everybody as much as they can. So make sure to, if you need help, go in and try and make an appointment. Select your courses wisely. Take time to look through the catalog and consider what you want. Complete a 4-year plan so that you have an idea of how what you do junior year works with what you want to do senior year. Choose wisely with your course request worksheet. Do you have at least 12 5-unit courses, but no more than 15? Have you selected your alternates? A couple notes here. Your course selection choices are yours. We build our school schedule off your requests. We create sections based off what people want. So changing those later gets very difficult because we have created it based off of what was requested in the first place. Note that, of course, as I said, alternates may be filled into your schedule, and I would say in at least 1 or 2 cases probably will be. And note that both parts of A and B courses must be completed in a school year. You can't drop B just because A didn't go well for you. Last reminder is this one: select your courses carefully and conscientiously. The schedule you get will be according to what you select now. We build the whole schedule based off of that, and that makes other possibilities very difficult. So outside of an error on our part, we're not going to do schedule changes. Make sure to follow us on all the following social media, and I hope that you have an incredible junior year.